All right, so we're doing a new video today on this. It's a Monoprice stage right 5-watt amp, and I have it on, I think it's half a watt right now. And you wouldn't believe what half a watt will give you. But yeah, it's 5 watts or 1 watt. So I have it on the 1 watt. And if you listen, it's loud, noisy, I should say, because I have it cranked. I have the volume and the tone pegged, and I'm playing the Xavier Telly. And this is, if I play this with it turned this way, it's going to be too loud. So you get to look at the back of the amp. But that just gives you an idea. I mean, even though I have it set on 1 watt, it's pretty loud. It's got a little noise to it, but kind of what you expect out of an amp that's cranked. I haven't tried the full 5 watt because this is loud enough in an office house setting kind of thing. That's on my, I got both pickups. Here's front. Here's the bridge. I kind of have to roll the trim off on the guitar here. So it's not so grating. I could back it off on the amp, but one of the things about these amps, it's supposed to model a Fender, I think it's like a Fender Champ, or one of the smaller Fenders that only has 2 little knobs. I think if I was remembering right, the Fender Blues Junior, that you can pay $600 for right now, or $650 for, is kind of the same amp style. I don't want to say it's the same amp because this is not a Fender. This costs 140 bucks. The Fender is, probably a way better amp. But if you're just trying to get into the small amp kind of thing, and you want to kind of see what the sounds are with it cranked, apparently Joe Walsh from the Eagles, like I needed to say from the Eagles, and from James Gang, supposedly used a Fender Champ in the studio, little 5-watt amp cranked up to get him a lot of his really cool tones from some of the albums that he recorded on. And I was using some software using the Fender models and tried it, and it sounded really good. So I was like, I kind of want to try a live version, a real version, an amp version. And this is the first time I'm getting to crank it up. It's noisy. It's got some noise in there. I'm going to turn down my volume on the guitar a little bit. turning it down gives it, it's not as crackly noisy there. Here's the top, here it is again with the full volume. Here it is, just kind of rolling it off a little bit. I could see using that tone, and then when you go into a lead thing, you know, playing your chords with it turned down a little, and then hitting it. Get a little boost there. So it is, I think it's pretty usable, depending on what you're playing. Now, obviously, a 5-watt amp running at 1 watt is not going to get you over a drummer, and most likely, if you're playing a live show, this little amp's not going to cut it. You know, if you're wanting the Fender tone and you're wanting this vibe, you know, obviously you're going to have to probably pay some big bucks for Fender, or the newer digital models. Fender makes some, and a bunch of other amp makers make them. I'm sure you can find something that's comparable that, you know, may get you close in the ballpark, louder. But the idea behind this little guy is more of a home recording, so you can crank it up and get a big warm sound cranked up out of a little guy. So I'm a big fan of reverb. This has no reverb whatsoever. It does have I think it's an 8-inch Celestion. It does have a speaker out, which could alleviate some of the shrill at the top there. You might be looking for that. I don't know. But anyway, do I think at $140, spin this guy around here, that this is worth the price? Sure. I'm going to back off the tone on that a little bit and see what we get. Not bad. I'll have to listen back to this before I post it so I don't blow anybody's eardrums out. But it sounds good to me. There's a little trill at the end, a little squeal, a little whatever you want to call it, at the top end there. And, you know, like I said, you can use your treble knob here to bring that down a little bit if you don't have one of these. I mean, obviously you can bring down the tone knob on the amp, but the idea is some of those old players that recorded with this, they would just crank it and go for it. I could run a reverb pedal through it. I haven't done any pedals through it yet, and maybe I'll do that later. But, you know, $140 through Monoprice. I think Harley Benton sells the same exact amp, but they call it something different. It might be a Harley Benton. But, you know, if you're just trying to get into the small amp market, you're looking for, you know, a couple little fun toys that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg. You're a home recording artist like I am. You know, this might be something for you to look at. Do I think it's super versatile? No. It's definitely something for a specific kind of music. It's definitely not going to be your metal amp. It's definitely, I don't see it doing hard rock. I see it doing blues, country, folky kind of stuff. That doesn't mean you can't put a distortion pedal in front of it and get some craziness out of it, or some fuzz or whatever. But generally, I would think this little bugger would really be good for a home recording artist who's really into blues, maybe even funk. I don't know. I hadn't really played it, but I know that Joe Walsh was, Funk 49, James Gang, pretty funky type stuff. So anyway, if this is something you're looking for, hey, get on the waiting list, because it took me like a year for it to finally come through. And by the time it did come through, I was like, do I really want it? And I was like, it's $140. Not going to break the bank. So anyway, all right, well, I hope you enjoyed the review, demo, whatever you want to call it. And I don't think I played in the front position. Turn it down just a little bit, so I'm not blowing you out. I hear something there. It doesn't sound good. Kind of hear it at the tail end there. It goes. Could be the amp. Could be that I got it sitting on this. I'll wait and see. So anyway, all right. Take care. God bless. Have yourself a wonderful day, night, weekend, whatever it is.